Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Flawless Fantasy Football. In this episode, we're going to discuss a little bit of news and notes, and we're going to discuss the two community posts that I put up this week. Flawless Fantasy Football, I hope you enjoy the show. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Flawless Fantasy Football. How my people doing out there? What's really going on? It's your boy, Sir Flawless, back in the house, man. I'm just wanting to tap in with you guys, and hopefully you guys are doing well. I'm doing okay. Everything's copacetic over here, your boy way. I just wanted to, get down and drop you guys a video. It's been a little second, but things gonna start ramping up here soon. So as much as I can ramp them up, So I appreciate you guys checking out the video. If it's your first time, feel free to subscribe to the community. Be involved. Comment if need be. Let me know what you think about the content. All right, now we're going to go through the community, last through two community posts that I made up, because those are pretty informative, and I like to talk about those. But first, we're going to talk about a little news and notes, but we're only going to talk about two running backs. That's all we're going to talk about is two running backs, because we're only going to talk about fantasy relevant things here. Like, I'm just interested in talking about, this defensive back is not coming. We don't care, right? It's like some defensive back, we're not drafting defensive backs. We're not doing that. So I'm not going to waste anybody's time with that. So let's just jump right into it. First, we're going to go with running back Camille Akers, a.k.a. Kamala Akers. Head coach Sean McVay actually said that he's going to be a central figure in the offense this year, and actually he said he's thinking that he's in the business of priming himself to have a great year. Here's the deal: I like Camille Akers. I like Camille. All right. And he'll be a hell of a stealer, especially if he end up being a running back one if he get had at the ADP price he's having. I do think he's healed from his injury, and he'll be somewhere in that running back dead zone type of deal. I don't say dead zone, but, hit or miss type thing. The wide receiver just shooting up the board this year, so it's just going to be one of those type of years. So we'll see what happens. I'm rooting for him, but I'm be honest with you. I believe we've seen the best of the Rams. I think we've seen the best of Kupp. Yeah, I said it. Did that mean he ain't going to be productive? No, I'm not saying that. But, all these, these 16, 17 touchdowns and, 10, 11 catch games, I don't think we're going to see that for Kupp anymore. But even not talking about Kupp, we're talking about Cam Akers. I believe, and I'm really hoping that I don't want to say Marshall Falcom, but I would like to see something close to it. I really would. I'm rooting for Cam Akers, and hopefully Sean McVay is giving us an accurate assessment about, him having this type of a legit year, a.k.a. great year, per his wording. So let's root Cam Akers on. I'm going to call him Cam before we get out the door. All right, next we're going to talk about, Jasmine Catherine Dobbins. Yes, Mr. J.K. Dobbins. I love J.K. Dobbins. Straight up, I love J.K. Man, the man's explosive. And he's another year past his injuries and stuff like that. And he's going to be the lead. You got to think, Baltimore's offense is going to be better, especially if Lamar stays healthy and with their wide receiver and Mark Andrews healthy. So a lot of people up on J.K. this year. What you're not going to get from J.K. is the receiving work. You're just not going to get that. That ain't how I operate over there in Baltimore. But if J.K. can end up being a low-end running back one, he's going to pay off as well, because I believe he's going around about that Cam Akers area as well. But at the end of the day, J.K. Dobbins, he isn't present at mandatory minicamp because he's seeking a contract extension. Everybody trying to get paid. Running backs don't get paid as it is, so he's trying to get breaded up real quick, and I really can't say I blame him. Especially when the team is like trying to really be the best it can be this year. You know, they've taken care of other pieces, brought a wide receiver in, old scrub boy, glass boy, and the main two pieces should be, between the quarterback and the tight end should be healthy. So guess what? He's trying to strike while the getting is good. So I don't blame JK. I think they'll end up, giving him a little contract extension or something like that because he is young. He is young. So, and I believe they want him there because Gus Bus ain't the answer. So, good luck to Cam Akers and J.K. Dobbins this year. I'm really hoping the best for them. Unless they're playing against me in the listener league this year, then I'm not rooting for them at all. Okay, got it? Okay, that makes sense. So let's move forward, man. Let's jump on. Let's talk about the first community tab thing. We're gonna talk about. Let's talk about the keep trade cut real quick. Remember the keep trade cut. Put up a post on the community tab that was keep trade cut out of Jalen Waddle, Garrett Wilson, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now, only had a few entries for this. And Amon-Ra got 67% of the votes. Garrett Wilson got 33% of the votes. Jalen Waddle didn't get any of the votes. Wow. That's wow. No, it's not wow. I don't blame him. Actually, known as BD actually commented, keep Amon-Ra, trade Garrett, and cut Jalen Waddle. And known as BD, you're spot the hell on, sir. That's exactly what your boy Flawless would do. I would keep Amon-Ra and trade Garrett Wilson. Love Garrett coming up, but, he ain't done it yet. But Amon-Ra has done it twice already. And cut Waddle because he's not the number one on the team. And plus, Tua can be Tua and get not be on the field, so that'll hurt his productivity. But that's what I'll go with as well. Keep Amon-Ra, trade Garrett Wilson, and cut Jalen Waddle. So I appreciate you guys for participating in that keep trade cut. I'm gonna do another keep trade cut. Keep trade cut. It's almost like a tongue twister. Y'all know I'll be all over the place. But it's gonna be for running backs. So we'll see how that goes. I try to make them close, so it's be a hard type of sell. But I figured that most would go with keeping Amon-Ra and trading Garrett Wilson. All right, let's move on. Oh, this right here is wild. Okay, this right here is wild. So we got 4 pills. 4 pills. Answer below in the comments which pill would you choose for your fantasy season this year and why. I'll answer my choice in the next video. All right, so it's 4 pills to choose from, and you can only choose one. The red pill, where it's actually getting no busted picks in the first 5 rounds. The blue pill, no injuries for the whole season. The yellow pill, always have the first waiver priority, and the black pill, always set your highest scoring lineup each week. All right, now first, let's start with Mr. Kanoa Built. Kanoa Built was the only one. Thank you for everybody for actually participating in this community tab, in this little survey right here. I really appreciate that. But let me tell you something about Mr. Kanoa Built. He chose the red pill. And he says, no busts in the first 5 rounds. But let me tell you why he said the red pill. He said, he put in the comments, the red pill, because it sounds similar to Cialis. Don't want to bust that quick. Give me 5 rounds, homie, with a laughing emoji. So we know where his Mr. Kanoa Built's head's at. This is a family show of Mr. Kanoa Built. But look, 5 rounds. It might be a happy woman out there. You know what I'm saying? You're talking 5 rounds like that and talking Cialis. But you were the only one that chose the red pill. And I ain't mad at you for picking it because the first 5 rounds are crucial. Very crucial. But that's not what yours truly went with. All right, let's go next. Let's go to Chuck Miller decided that he was going to go with the blue pill. No injuries for the whole season. Now, that's pretty good. That's pretty good as well, because if you can stay away from the injury bug and all the people that you truly believe in don't have an injury, that's saying something. That's going to add a nice amount of value to your team, okay? So good selection there. All right, we're going to keep moving. No one chose always have the first waiver priority. Now, that was kind of confusing a little bit, but once you get past it, it's not saying that you're at the bottom or you're first, that you have a losing record. It's just saying you always have the first waiver priority. But, how many people that really blow up, that you can end up getting that person, then you always got to drop somebody too. But that would have been my least pick as well. I wouldn't have messed with that. I'm disinterested in having first waivers, especially if you believe in the players that are on your team. Now that can help sometimes because you can get old boy for the Packers last year, or it's a couple other people that popped off for a hot little moment, but Christian Watson. But I just wouldn't choose the yellow always having the first priority. Now, here it is. Here's the black pill. Always set your highest scoring lineup. Joey T, Ill Phil, and yes, yours truly, Sir Flawless, actually chose the black pill. Always set your highest scoring lineup. I thought that was an easy, very, very easy selection. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I feel as if you always set your highest lineup, that injuries aren't going to come into play. So it's just if you're playing the players that you're confident in, most likely they're not going to get hurt because you're putting in your maximum lineup. So let's say normally when someone gets hurt, let's say if they get hurt and they got 4 or 5 points, you'll have someone else on your bench that's in a running back or a wide receiver, let's say, of the same position that's going to score more than them. But if you're always putting in your highest lineup, that means that the players that are in your lineup can't be injured personnel, if that makes any sense. I'm sure it does. So I believe the black pill totally erases the no injuries for the whole season as far as the starting lineup goes. Okay? Now, if you can actually lose somebody on your bench due to injury. But we only talk about starting lineup, the benefits of the starting lineup. If you maximize your starting lineup, that's what's more important because we've all dropped games when we played the wrong person. And, and especially when you're trying to get to a higher seed, that's what matters. Again, no one picked always have first waiver priority. And Mr. Canoa chose the no bust in the first 5 rounds. So basically the first 5 rounds will be surefire and basically will perform at that ADP. Nothing wrong with that. But I think you have to win. You're going to need pieces to hit later on as well. It could be close. It all depends what those players actually do that year and who you play. So there's a lot of elements involved. But I definitely feel that the black pill was the best. Coming in second to me would be the no bust in the first 5 rounds, then no injuries for the whole season, and then always have waiver priority. Yeah, in that order. Black, red, blue, and then yellow. But I appreciate you guys for stepping up and participating in that. That was pretty interesting to me. But I definitely would go with the black pill along with Joey T and Ill Phil. Okay, moving right along. Hey, listen, check this out. I do have a video coming up here in the very near future. Joey T requested a while back. I just want to talk about the league, okay? I want to talk about the league settings. I'm leaning towards half point PPR. And I'm going to, when I speak on that, when I have that video, I'm going to take a vote on if you guys want it to be a waiver system or a fab system. Okay, so a fab system is a free agent auction budget system where everybody have like $100 for the whole year type deal, and you get to bid on players per week. So even if you have the best record, you can still get the highest. You can still get the hottest commodity if you outbid everybody once it's time to process the waivers. So or the standard type waivers. So if you want to do waivers of favor, that's not asking now. I'll take a vote about that later. I am leading towards I am doing the 4-point passing TDs. We're not doing 6-point, and we're not doing divisions either. We're not doing divisions. We're gonna break it down to the top X amount of players go to the playoffs, and top 2 have bye. So we're gonna do it like that. That's what I'm best accustomed to. So we'll rock it like that. We can see how that works for the 2023. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Before we go, got to let you know that these 5 individuals already have seats at the table, at the round table, for the Flawless Fantasy Football Listener League that is known as BD. Kanoa Built, Phil, Joey T, and Zach Seaman. Look, you guys can always comment and say what's up to your boy and comment in about the video or whatever you want to comment in the comments. But you already got places, so you don't need to you don't need to do the rest of the stuff. So you don't have to talk about you can't get 2 entries, homeboy. You can't get in twice. I mean, you might want to try to get in twice. That'd probably up your chances in winning against me. But that's neither here nor there. We're not talking about that. All right. So, but those 5 guys, known as BD, Kanoa Bill, Phil, Joey T, and Zach Seaman, already have seats at the table. This is for the number 6, the 6th space. The 6th space in the Flawless Fantasy Football Listener League. Now, mind you, it's getting closer, it's getting juicy, so I'm gonna be having more spots, dropping more spots, more frequent. Because I'm not gonna wait till the last minute to try to squeeze everybody in. So just make sure you guys have your alerts on and be ready. But this is for the number 6 spot. Remember, you have to like the video and be a subscriber and be the first to put it in the comment. Since it's the number 6 spot, the first person to comment for the NFL player, the best player in the NFL, the most productive fantasy player in the NFL in 2022, that wore the number 6. Like, comment, subscribe. Flawless Fantasy Football. See you on the next video. Let me know what you thought. Peace.